Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about music, classical guitar, and just what it means to be a musician today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 non-classical songs that use classical guitar music in them. If this is your first time here, I hope that you like what you see, you learn something, and you consider checking out some other videos of mine. Anyway, let's get started. So just like you might have heard your favorite rap and hip-hop songs sample your favorite classic rock songs, whether it's Led Zeppelin, King Crimson, or Aerosmith, it brings the question, did other styles of music sample or use pieces from music before them? Now, the criteria that I'm using when deciding the songs for this list aren't songs that use classical guitar in them, but they're songs that actually use well-known classical guitar pieces in these songs. So because of this, I'm not including songs such as Is There Anybody Out There by Pink Floyd. Even though it has great classical guitar, it doesn't really use original classical guitar music. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out what song number 1 is going to be. Coming in at number 1 is Spanish Caravan by The Doors. Now this one I find funny because whenever I would play restaurant gigs and I would go into playing what I called Asturias by Isaac Albéniz, I would have a few people turn their heads and say, oh, that's Spanish Caravan by The Doors. And I would be so confused until I actually gave it a listen and I realized that on the studio recording of that song, they use Asturias pretty much note for note. Now, with that being said, in a live setting, they only kind of do it, and the ones I've seen videos of, they're only using kind of like a keyboard synth to kind of imitate the sound of the guitar, probably because their guitar player could not play the classical guitar part. But let's go ahead and take a listen to how they use it in their song.
Carry me, caravan, take me away.
Coming at number 2 is the Beret by the band Jethro Tull. Now, personally, I actually am not the biggest Jethro Tull fan. I really don't know any songs of theirs, honestly, besides this one. Now, what I do know about Jethro Tull is they were the band that kind of made flute kind of cool in a rock band setting. And because of that, they also made classical music a little bit more well-heard as well. And what they did in this song is they used the famous Bach Beret in E minor as the opening to one of their songs, you could say. They played it on the flute as opposed to playing it on the guitar, but it's still the exact same melody and main idea of the piece. Now, before you guys start saying in the comments how this piece was not actually written for the guitar, but it was written for the lute, and the guitar is probably the closest instrument we have to the lute today that is still playing lute music, besides the lute, of course. So I think this one counts. We'll just give it a pass. Anyway, here is the Beret, played by Jethro Tull. So this song is more or less a direct copy and paste of the famous classical guitar piece, Romanza, Spanish Romance, Romance for the Guitar, and whatever other name it has. And that would be the Romance by none other than My Chemical Romance. I don't know if I would personally consider them a classic rock band. I guess more of a rock, kind of pop punk, kind of emo band. This song is actually the opening track on their 2002 record, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. I don't know who the guitarist that was playing this version was, but I'm guessing that they weren't a classical guitarist. Take a listen and you can let me know what you think in the comments. So song number 4 is also not a classic rock kind of song, more of a jazz fusion kind of song. I'm not totally sure where to categorize it, but song number 4 would be Spain by Chukurya. In this song, or tune, because you know it's jazz, they actually use the famous melody of the second movement of the Concerto de Aranjuez by Rodrigo. Now this only goes on for a little bit because pretty soon after the song picks up and we get into that typical jazz fusion sound that Chukurya is known for. Anyway, let's have a listen. Finally coming in for number 5 is one that if I left out, I'm sure I would have gotten tons of comments about how could you leave that one out, and that would be Diary of a Madman by Ozzy Osbourne. Now, the reason why this is so well known is because Randy Rhoads, who was Ozzy's guitar player at the time, was actually a pretty good classical guitarist. He was actually going to go and study it professionally at USC before he unfortunately passed away. The opening finger-picking pattern sounds oddly familiar, and that's because it's almost identical to the famous Brouwer study number 6, which I'm sure many of you guys have played in your own studies. Randy Rhoads, being a classical guitarist, I'm sure that he was very well aware of the study. I'm sure he probably played it, and that's why you hear it in the opening of this piece. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a listen to it, and then you guys can let me know what you think in the comments, if you think it was inspired by it or not. Alright, so that's my list. I know that there are probably songs that I forgot, so if I did leave any songs that you think should be on this list out, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, if you like what you saw, it would mean a lot to me if you left this video a like down below, dropped a comment just saying what you thought, and if you really want to help me out and you want to support the channel and help it reach more people, consider subscribing to the channel and ringing the bell to be notified about future videos. Anyway, that's all for this video, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.